guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Shay and this is Manifesting with Karmic Side Gal. Thank you for joining me. If you're new, welcome, and please go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you are a regular listener, thank you for joining me again. Guys, make sure that you go ahead and like this video if you did enjoy it. I am super excited. As you can see on the title, I am back with another life path video, life path 5. If you guys don't know, I am a 5 and I am so excited to be doing this video. It kind of took me a minute to get this up because your girl was a little bit all over the place as I was channeling that life path 5 energy. To go from 4 to 5, it was a rough week. I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays, and I'm gonna jump right in with the life path 5 card. So as you can see, I have a circle, and also there is a picture of like the earth there. It says feel fear, then do it anyways. And there's the number 5 there with so much intricate detail because 5s have a lot to them. Life path 5s, they have a lot of going on. They are very quirky paths, and they have a lot of movement going on in their life because that is what the number 5 stands for. The number 5 from a numerological standpoint is about flexibility, movement, change, curiosity, sensuality, and travel. So these are all things that kind of make up and encompass life path 5. So I put feel fear and do it anyways because people look at life path 5s and they think that we are so fearless. They think that we just do whatever carries our heart away. But the truth is, before we really come into alignment with our purpose, life path 5s can be very lost, and it feels like a lot of fear, a lot of doubt in yourself and not sure like what you should do because there's so many things that you can do. There's so many things that you want to do as a 5. So, I just really wanted that message for you guys that feel fear, but do it anyways. And then the earth, because the number 5, well, not the number 5, but I'm gonna go on the back here for a moment. The Hierophant, which is the 5th card in the tarot, which is all about spiritual guidance and traditional values, doing things the conventional way, conforming to societal standards. It's about marriage commitments, your religious beliefs, and then the sharing of knowledge as well. And this resembles Earth and also Taurus. So I really wanted to include that because life path 5s, we are freedom seekers, we are the travelers of the life path. So life path 5s, if you have not experienced a lot of travel or been a lot of places or experienced a lot of different people, don't worry, your time is coming. This is literally your path. This is what you are meant to do. You're meant to travel the world, and you are meant to spread all this knowledge that you have. So just to get started about life paths 5, we just want to break down the number 5 in itself. I already said what it meant. Life path 5 people are super high energy. They're very adaptable people. You can put them in almost any situation and they're going to become flexible and adapt to that situation. You can put them in any job and they're going to be able to handle those tasks very easily and fluidly, because that is just the way of life path 5s. Life path 5s are very multi-talented. So what I was saying about really not knowing your purpose, because you'll be good at so many things, and if you're not good at them or you don't know that you're good at them, it's because you really haven't tried hard at it. Because it's so easy at a life path, as a life path 5, to pick up something and be very good at it immediately. The number 5 also rules the throat chakra. And what that means is that as a 5, your voice is meant to be heard. And before you figure that out, before you learn that as a 5, it's going to feel like your voice is stifled. You're probably going to feel like your opinion isn't valued, what you have to say doesn't matter. It's going to feel like, you know, people don't necessarily hear you when you're speaking or what it is that you have to say. But don't worry, 5s. It's only a matter of time before you come into an alignment with everything that the universe has made for you, and you are going to use your voice. Like I've said before, all numbers carry a vibration. The number 5 carries the vibration of both 2 and 3. So you might want to watch the Life Path 2 and the Life Path 3 videos because they're sure to resonate with you. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some different characteristics of Life Path 5s. So first of all, Life Path 5s are very curious people. The number 5 does stand for curiosity. We are going to be the people that question everything. We have to know what is the meaning behind everything. You guys are someone who definitely questioned the meaning of life from a young age, or maybe even somehow the meaning of religion, because it's linked with the Hierophant here. So, you know, you probably thought like, what is God? What is this? Why is it real? So one man created all of this. Like, you were so skeptical at a young age of everything. But you're very open to change as well. So if you feel like you're not open to change yet, if you don't feel like you're flexible, if you feel like you struggle with a lot of change, it's just because you're not in alignment yet. You're not really doing the things yet that is going to help you to become this version of the Life Path 5. So Life Path 5s are super adaptable. Like I said, we are just very flexible to change, and you can put a Life Path 5 into any circumstance and you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. If you're going through a hard time right now, Life Path 5, things always get better. Things always change. If you look at the number 5, it's the only number out of all the life paths that are open on both sides. That means that you guys are open to change and open to release what doesn't come to you. And right now, it may feel like you're having a hard time letting go of things, but pretty soon, everything is going to make sense. Everything happened for a reason. Everything was designed for you and for your life purpose, and it will all make sense one day. Also, the number 5 governs both the left and right sides of the body, which also say receiving and giving energy. So Life Path 5s, you are someone who not only receives very well, you know how to give it back. You are all about reciprocation, and people are lucky to have you in their lives. I'm not just saying that because I'm also a 5. And so Life Path 5s are extremely restless, which can be a bad quality for us because, you know, if something is restless, they just can't stop moving. And that means that your focus can be misplaced. You can be distracted from different things. You can have a hard time making decisions, or just making decisions that don't feel like they're the right ones. So, you know, we can be pretty restless, and sometimes that's a good thing for our worth ethic, but ultimately it's not a good thing as far as self-care is concerned. So just make sure you guys are taking care of yourself well, number 5s. And then the last quality I have here is influential. Life Path 5s, because you are meant to use your voice to speak, because you have this very attractive nature about you, people are going to want to hear what you have to say, and what you say is going to matter. Okay, they might not be riding on the wave yet, but trust me, it's only a matter of time. This is your purpose, okay? And you're meant to influence people. There's probably so many Life Path 5s that are social media influencers, YouTubers, anything like that. If you want to do something like that, start now. Like, today is as good as any. Don't wait for anything. Don't wait for a good camera setup. Don't wait for good lighting. Don't wait till you got a background. Just do it now. Speak from your heart. Talk about the things that you are just naturally passionate and have a gravitation for, because you are meant to influence others, okay, 5s? So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into the card. If you can see here, I have the Life Path 5, the Freedom Seeker. And as you can see with this writing, I did little hands in them because the number 5 does rule your 5 senses. And 5s were very sensual people. We are very attracted to the things that, boost our senses are sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. So that is why I did the little hands, because 5s, you're meant to experience life. You're meant to touch things. You're meant to touch people, to reach others with your voice. And it's very important that whatever it is that you do, you are going to love it. The number 5 represents pleasure, just like the 5th house and the birth chart of astrology. So we are very much so distracted by the things that bring us happiness, just like a 2. We are very much excitable for, the thrill of life. And, we crave that. Those are things that we need. So that is why I use the little hands. And then on there, of course, it says the Freedom Seeker. And it is ruled by Mercury, which is the sign of communication, which is just another double up to say that you need to communicate with others. This is something that is going to be difficult for you earlier in your life. You might have a hard time communicating. You might feel like you can't communicate, or you just might be a poor communicator altogether. And that's just something that you're going to have to learn through your relationships, and also educating yourself on the proper ways to communicate with people. So your message, Life Path 5, is when you connect with your higher self, everything else will become aligned. Find what works for you and live unapologetically. Life Path 5, you're going to feel the need to explain yourself a lot to people. You're going to feel like, people are going to want to know reasons for why you do the things you do, because it's a lot of out the box, unordinary things. The way that you choose to live your life, it's not going to be like others. You're going to want to travel around. You're going to want to experience different things. You might pick up and move somewhere random, and people are not necessarily going to understand that. But it's very important for you to do the things that make you happy and what your purpose is. And you can't let other people's thoughts, opinions, or ideas take you away from that. No matter who it is, whether it's family, whether it's friends, Doubting Tom, Sally Sue down the street, whatever it is that you want to do, that you believe you can do, wherever you want to go, you can absolutely do it. You can achieve it. You just have to believe it, choose that you want to do it, and make it happen. So some Life Path 5s are Tina Turner, Tiger Woods, Beyonce, Martin Lawrence, Ashanti, Jay-Z, Malcolm X, and Denzel Washington. So these are some really cool people, as you see, as Life Path 5s. They are obviously famous because all of the people on these cards are famous, but they're very influential. When you think about Beyonce, she's probably the most influential person to exist that we have in our lives currently. There are people who have a wide range of talents. When you think about Martin Lawrence, he's an actor, a comedian. I feel like he's done music before or something. I'm not sure. But he has so many talents. Denzel Washington, he's just very critically acclaimed. And he has one of those memorable voices. Honestly, when you think of all these people, you can hear their voice and audibly know who they are. Malcolm X, the message that he just spread, and to this day still is relevant. It's just very important for you to understand as a 5 how influential you are and how much your words matter and your opinions and thoughts and ideas matter. Please, 5s, don't ever turn that off for anybody. Just be you. I promise it's enough. Just be you. So I'm going to jump in to, our shadow side here, qualities of fives. So, fives can tend to be a little bit dramatic and chaotic in a sense, because we are constantly craving movement. And if we get bored with our life, if the everyday mundane things like our jobs, our families, relationships start to bore us, we tend to stir up a little bit of trouble, drama, or just make a big scene about things that feel big to you but really are not that big of a deal. So, life path fives, that's something we can definitely work on, being a little bit less dramatic and learning to just go with the flow and enjoy life as it's happening. Not to have too many expectations for the way that things are supposed to go, fives. Another quality that life path fives can be is manipulative. Because we are very influential, because our words are very powerful, a lot of times you can have a group of people following you. Life path fives, you could have been somebody that was popular, or maybe you were somebody who wasn't very popular, but now all the things that you were into are super trendy. But because you have the ability to influence other people, fives, you guys can tend to be manipulative, and you really want to watch how it is that you're doing that, because everybody is manipulative in a sense. Just by the way, the things that we do, the things that we say, we don't tend to be malicious. But for someone that can tend to have that quality, you just want to watch what it is that you're doing and how it is that you're influencing people, and making sure that there is no malicious intent behind it. And that you're just not generally going around manipulating others. Another thing, life path fives tend to be rebellious. Like I was saying, all these things about the Hierophant, this is kind of like the anti-version of what a life path five is. But these are the things that confine us: religion, marriage, long-term relationships. Life path fives, you guys are meant to be free from all barriers of your mind, of your senses. You cannot be in a surrounding that is gonna stifle your creativity or your thought process in any way. So we naturally have that urge to rebel against this. Like I said, we question everything, and you're a rule breaker, and you're meant to break the rules, because some rules are just meant to be broken. Just think about if Rosa Parks would have never sat on that bus, if she would have never sat in the front of that bus, then who knows where we will be today as far as civil rights, as far as what we could do today as Black people in America. So just think about how important these little small things that you feel like are just small acts of rebellion, but how you actually, can be leading a future generation of people to do something empowering. Now, life path fives, we can be very hasty. As I was mentioning earlier about our decision-making skills, they're just really not the best, because we can be super flighty with the way that we process our emotions and environments, and we want to act quickly for whatever is happening in that moment. So you just want to be very careful, life path fives, if you tend to be hasty yourself. If you get into a situation and you like, oh no, this is gonna have to get resolved right now, like you want to take immediate action for something, and that's just not always the best solution to every problem. Life path five can really tend to be unstable, because we want to move around, we want to switch jobs, we want to do whatever we can. I've said this before, I think in other videos, but if you're new here to my channel, then you wouldn't know that I pretty much give everything in my life a year. You have 1 year as my employer, you have 1 year as my partner, or anything else in my life. If I go over this year and I see what was the value of what was putting into my life and what was taking it away, and I was losing more than I was giving, then there are going to be some changes made. And that is a smaller scale of how you could, become more stable by maybe doing an annual review. Don't quit your job every time you get it because one supervisor pissed you off. You know, don't move places or jump into relationships very quickly just because it feels good in the moment. Try to be a logical thinker when it is necessary. Your open mind is so beautiful and it's so amazing, but it's just very important that you do practice some realistic thinking to your decisions, because it's not practical, it's not beneficial to your life to just be so flighty and hasty. Another thing about life path fives, if we are non-committal. This could be in relationships, this could be in career, this could be in place of residence. We want change, we like change. It feels good when things are getting shaken up and moved around for us. But that can, create this non-committal lifestyle for yourself where you're just not really seeing anything come into fruition, or you don't have like real long-term friendships or relationships, or maybe you don't really get in relationships as a five. You're like very choosy and picky with who you decide to be with, and you don't really like to be in relationships or be tied down, and that's really just because we're meant to be free. You guys have to be in a relationship that makes you still feel free to be your own person and to do your own thing. So just be careful, because I feel like that kind of can tie into being like manipulative with the non-committal relationships, that you're not leading people on or making them believe that maybe you guys will be in a relationship, and that's definitely not the case at all. Okay, so I'm done dragging you guys life path fives, and we're going to talk about some very great things about life path fives and what you can do that is going to help you to reach your ascension and ultimately get into your higher space. So the first thing you want to do as a life path five is connect to yourself. It is very important to be at one with yourself and at one with the universe, life path fives, because who you are is very important in this lifetime. Who you are is going to make up everything else in your life. It's very important that you know who you are and you are connected and rooted within yourself, because you just have to know yourself. You have to, because you don't want somebody else telling you who you're supposed to be. It's ultimately going to make you very unhappy and, possibly depressed. So you just don't want to do that. Um, Also, life path fives, you want to develop a routine because, like I said, we're just very fluid, going with the flow, doing our thing. And that's just not always a good thing, because then, your work doesn't really get done the way that it's supposed to, or, maybe you're late for things. And it's just not good habits to keep. It's not going to build you up to be a good person when you're kind of all over the place. So get into a routine, life path fives. Wake up at the same time every day. Develop a practice for yourself. Say when you're going to get specific things done. Clean certain rooms on certain days. Get yourself in the habit of doing certain things, and then that way there will be less to pile up on you, because life path 5, one thing y'all gonna do is procrastinate. Yes. Life path 5s is very important that you guys direct your energy. This is about being intentional and being mindful about what you are doing, the impact you are making, how you are living your life, who you want to be, and if how you are living your life is aligning with who it is that you want to be. Be very, very intentional with your goals and who you are being on a daily basis, so that ultimately you will become this version of yourself that you will love and accept. Make sure that you're not pouring water from an empty cup. Make sure that you are pouring water into cups that are also capable of pouring back into you. be yourself, Life Path Fives. I've said this a bunch of times and I just want to say it again because it's pretty much the most important thing that you can do as a Life Path 5 is just be yourself, your authentic self. The weird music you like, listen to it if it makes you happy. The clothes that you like that people think are kind of wacky, they're going to be wearing them in 5 years, bro. Just wait. Okay? Like, just be yourself. You just don't know how much people will love the real you. Like, you are awesome. So now, Life Path Fives, I did not really mention this in the lower qualities because, I just wanted to speak some positivity in your life because we are the life path that is so pleasure seeking and really just wants to be happy above everything, really wants all of our five senses to be filled. We can easily fall into very damaging and unhealthy coping mechanisms like alcoholism, drug abuse, and not to say that any of those things are bad, but when it is abuse, when it is keeping you off of focus, when you feel like you need it to function, or when you are using it to avoid different emotions or responsibilities, then that is not healthy for you. So you want to break away from doing that. I myself, I had a drinking problem for a long time, and I didn't consider I had a drinking problem because I could stop drinking. I could not drink for 3 months and be okay. I could have a drink occasionally and not feel like I need to have a drink, but every time that I drove to drinking excessive amounts, it was literally because I just didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be a part of what was happening. I was just trying to escape whatever feelings and emotions that were burdening me. So, I was doing too much and I stopped drinking. So I'm not telling you to stop drinking or to stop smoking. I'm just telling you to watch your behaviors and what it is that you're doing and how it is that you are coping. Some healthy coping mechanisms could be like exercise, dancing, reading, writing. There's so many, but abuse of any form is going to be detrimental to you. So make sure you're using healthy coping mechanisms. Life path lives, let energy flow. Do not try and control, because that's what you're going to want to do at first. You're going to want to try and control all your circumstances and make things fit a certain way that you feel like it should be. But really just let life flow. Go along with the universe. I promise you, your guides will never steer you wrong. So just live and, let live. The saying, like, just do what it is that you want to do. I'm just going to talk a little bit more about some facts that I felt like were super cool and important for Life Path 5s. So Life Path 5s, like I said, you guys do tend to get bored easily and stuff like that. So you just want to be very mindful with, how it is that you are directing your energy and ultimately doing the things that make you happy, as long as they are also helping you cultivate success in your life, whatever that means to you, okay? If I could name a song for Life Path 5, it would be Wanderer by Jhené Aiko. You guys are, just have that energy where you want to experience life and you're meant to experience life and you're meant to teach other people how to experience life. It's very important that you have faith in yourself, that you do not doubt your skills and your abilities, because there are people watching you. And if they're not watching you yet, they will be, and your message matters. Some jobs that a Life Path 5 would have is any type of job in the communications field, marketing, any type of sales job. Like I said, you guys are can be extremely manipulative. Also very influential. So you can pretty much talk anybody into doing anything if you tried, honestly. Definitely like anything that has to do with tourism or like what do they call it? I can't think of what it's called, but it's like the industry where it's like hotels, flying, car rentals, any type of travel job, like a travel agent, even a tour guide. You guys will be really good at that as a Life Path 5, because that will allow you to experience different cultures. That will allow you to travel like a flight attendant or something. That would be a great job for Life Path 5. Photojournalist or any type of photographer, Life Path 5s, that is going to help you to use all of your senses to be able to do one thing and focus on one type of job. You would love a job like that. Life Path 5s need to be extremely stimulated in a work environment. So something that is going to allow you to have frequent change and aspire you to create more. That is what a Life Path 5 should be. Any type of vlogger, like I said before, YouTuber, uh, even somebody that writes a blog, like a food blog or a travel blog, like you guys will be really good at that. And then also some type of spiritual coach or healer, something that's like in the holistic medicinal field, where you are healing people and teaching other people how to heal themselves, and just ultimately guiding people in their spirituality, because like the Hierophant, you're just meant for that. The Greek word is like, for 5, it's like one who flows, or no, one who shows, or one who brings in the light. So you literally are supposed to help enlighten people, Life Path 5. That's such an important purpose that you guys have been tasked to do, and you just have to figure out what is your method of that. How are you going to teach people how to be the best, most happiest versions of themselves? I really hope that this video was educational for you guys. I hope it resonated with you and I was able to provide some good facts. These Life Path 5 cards are available in my Etsy shop, The Greeting Card Co. And if you're free, go ahead and check out my other 2 YouTube channels. One of them is a podcast that I do about dating and relationships, and then the other one is a web series talk show with 3 other girls called 4 Brown Chicks. So go ahead and check out 3 Strikes Podcast and also 4 Brown Chicks on YouTube. And as always, stay blessed and live free. Peace.